Sure.
Dream on, Ray. You're on a roll today.
I am on a roll today. I've been up since 3. Fretting about John Danahy's email.
I've been up since 8:55.
Well, good morning, everybody. The first thing we want to do, of course, is thank Baycoast Bank. They're our sponsor for the Coffee with the CEOs. I'm actually kind of hoping that at some point we'll be able, at least on a quarterly basis, to do these in person as and on Zoom as well. There's no substitute. We love the Brady Bunch. Yes, it's worked out beautifully, but there's really no substitute for actually getting together with people. And as you know, sometimes that side conversation that you have when you're bored listening to me, that side conversation you have with the person next to you may produce something infinitely more valuable than anything you get from the Coffee with the CEOs. So at some point we'll be removing the virtual, I guess, and taking these live, but thank you for being with us. And thanks again to Baycoast. Summer is an interesting time for the Chamber. It's a time, obviously, it's kind of the middle of our year, as it is for many. We work on a January 1 to December 31 fiscal. And so for us, it's a time when we know that a lot of people are on vacation. There's a lot of our team that goes on vacation. There's a lot of our membership that goes on vacation. So when it comes to things like events and whatnot, we use the summertime to beat Katie senseless to get ready for the fall, because we've got a whole lot of stuff that's going on during the fall that actually is kind of central to 2 things. One, it's central in some ways to member value, but it's central also to the Chamber's bottom line and our ability to function. I think I may have mentioned at a previous one, our financial model is one that is not much different from most chambers. Our financial model is one where about 40% of our revenues stem from events. As you can tell from, as you could probably guess from the pandemic, we were adversely affected by that. About another 40–50% of our revenues are coming in from members, member dues, et cetera. And then there are assorted other dollars that flow to us that allow us as a not-for-profit 501c6 to be able to maintain the organization, keep it going, and make sure that we can take care of our team. So coming up, and this is where Katie is right now breathing okay, but coming up are a slew of events that start in September. We have our annual golf tournament, which this year is going to be held on September 12th at Fall River Country Club. In most years, we have done it the day after Labor Day, so that people have the Labor Day week to kind of ease in. So they only have a 3-day week because they're with us for golf. But this year, because we're using Fall River Country Club, we had to pick a Monday, and we figured Labor Day was probably a poor day for that. So we went with the following Monday. Fall River Country Club only allows outside play and tournaments and whatnot on Mondays. So we're thrilled to be there. I was out at the course because we had an event there with Congressman Auchincloss. I was out at the course a week or so ago, and it looks to be in absolutely beautiful shape. So if any of you are golfers or no golfers, we are taking reservations for everything from singles to twosomes to threesomes to foursomes right now. And that's a great opportunity to have not only have some fun, but we also use it to honor a few community icons each year. And this year we're going to be honoring Carl Hetzler from Fall River, who has done so much in the Fall River Industrial Park, has done so much for the community, has been a part of the Chamber for a very, very long time, and someone who is a real community icon, and we want to tip our hat to him. And also Liz Isherwood, for those of you who live in New Bedford, Liz is a wonderful person who was actually, I think, the first woman to serve as chair of the board of the old New Bedford Chamber. She is also a public relations maven. She's extraordinarily talented in that arena. And she has served, just as Carl served as president of the Fall River Industrial Park, Liz Isherwood has been the chair of the New Bedford Industrial Foundation, which runs the business park in New Bedford for a number of years. So we saw a nice balance and a nice opportunity to honor some very, very good people. Coming up way too soon after that for Katie's Taste, on October 8th is our annual Chowderfest. And for the second year in a row, we have a title sponsor in Blount Fine Foods. Blount is a remarkable company in New Bedford that actually sends out food products, mostly soups, food products to more than 50 states. While their corporate headquarters of this family-owned company is in Fall River and a major facility in Fall River as well. In addition to that, they have packaging plants, preparation plants in McKinney, Texas, and Oregon. Is that right, Mike?
Yes.
I thought so.
Portland, Oregon.
But Chowderfest is one of our Faces to the Community events. It is really designed around having folks who love chowder, who love Portuguese soups, who love an opportunity to spend an afternoon at the pier with music and microbreweries and things of that kind. It is one of the few events, along with the golf tournament, so Katie gets 2 in a row, that are weather dependent. The first year we ran Chowderfest, which was actually part of DNB Incorporated at that point before us. The first year we ran it, it rained sideways for 4 hours, which was great fun. Obviously, it diminished attendance a little bit, as you might imagine. The tent held up, which was good, but unfortunately, our band, we had a live band playing. It rained sideways so much it fried their equipment, including a very rare and expensive guitar. Devin had to put up with that one, Devin. That was fun, wasn't it? So we have Chowderfest coming up. That's going to be on Pier 3. We've added a component to it this year that is pretty exciting. We had kind of a VIP program, which primarily was letting people in early if they wish to go to Chowderfest a little bit early and get a leg up on all of the others who came and kind of beat the crowds. But we've now forged a wonderful deal with Steve Silverstein, who owns Black Whale and a number of other restaurants, including Cisco. The whole, if you know the Black Whale, that whole outside area is going to be dedicated to our VIP section. And the folks from Got Chew, who are in the food delivery business, the folks from Got Chew are actually going to be working up there as well. People will be able to use their phone and their app to order various things that they want to taste out of the Chowderfest tent. The folks from Got Chew will be serving them as waiters, which is great. The folks from Black Whale are going to be doing cooking demonstrations, and everybody who attends on the VIP group, everyone who attends in that VIP group is also going to walk away with a printed copy of Black Whale's secret recipe for clam chowder, which is award-winning in itself. So it should be a tremendous event and a great addition to Chowderfest. So those are the 2 gigantic ones that are coming up, and those are very big for the chamber and very big for the community as well. But we also have a full slate of small business seminars that are going to be scheduled between essentially the end of August and running through the rest of the year. Those are designed to help small business do their jobs better. Most of those will be virtual, but some may be live. But we're doing the first one on workplace wellness, particularly in the mental health area. I think virtually everybody came out of the pandemic. I won't say a little bit shell-shocked, but we went through a whole lot of change. And that change has produced some challenges in workplace wellness. So those which are sponsored by Bristol County Savings Bank, that I think it's a very important topic, and we hope that it attracts a number of folks who have good concern either about themselves, quite frankly, or about their teams moving forward. We're also doing some export tips from the Mass Export Center. Many of our businesses in a variety of arenas are exporting. And so the Mass Export Center is going to put together a seminar to assist those, some tips and tricks in this changing environment, some tips and tricks on dealing with exports. And then, of course, we'll have coming up later in the fall our annual meeting and our dinner with the governor. Those things are staples to the organization. We are hoping that Governor Baker, who will be in the last months of his tenure, will be willing to come down and speak to the membership. And we hope that it will be part for him of a bit of a victory tour as he makes its exit. So we've got a lot coming up. Those things that are coming up are really designed around member value, and also among our very few events that are business to consumer and business to the public. So we're very pleased to be offering those. Mike?
So good morning, everybody. Rick, you can go get a drink if you need. That was a lot. Two of the things that we've got that we're really working on and are incredibly busy with this summer is both Viva Fall River and FRAC. I'll start with FRAC. If you have not been up Pocasset Street in the last couple weeks, you need to just come visit us at the Chamber building, or you need to just drive up Pocasset Street and look at the old Herald News building. You may remember that the old Herald News building had the big mural on it that said the Herald News. Well, it doesn't say the Herald News anymore. That's it's at the end of an era. And FRAC has been incredibly involved working with a company called Beyond Walls, as has Viva Fall River, working on these murals. And if you're familiar with New Bedford at all, public art is an enormous part of New Bedford, and public art in Fall River has been a goal of many people. And FRAC, which stands for Fall River Arts and Culture Coalition, is something that we've been working on. I guess it's about 3.5 years now. It feels like about 10, even though I've been at the Chamber for 4. We've just been working really hard on it. But these the murals are fantastic, and you need to really take a look at them. And there's also a third mural that is on Doran Elementary School, and these are just fantastic projects that Ashley Okino and prior to Ashley joining us, Patty Rigo with Viva were working on, and they're just fantastic, and they've got more great things in the pipeline in the world of public art. And they've just got more and more projects. They're going out for grants all over the place. They're getting small grants for projects for $5,000. They're getting significantly larger grants in the hundreds of thousands of dollars. But I can't get into the details on those just yet. But they'll be out. Those things will be coming out pretty soon. And we're really excited about all the great things that are happening in Fall River that Patty and Ashley are working on. It's just great stuff, and it's really good for the city. If you follow Carol Fiola, you can see on Facebook how ecstatic Carol is about all the great work that's being done. And of course, Carol is the House Chair of the Tourism, Economic Development, and Arts and Culture Committee. So she has a vested interest in all the great things that are happening right here in her district and all the great work that is being done. If you follow Viva on Facebook or Instagram, you'll see every day, you'll see the list of all the great things that are happening in the city of Fall River that Viva's involved with, and even things that they're not necessarily involved with, but they're promoting. The list has more than like 30 things on it between now and September. So there's I'm not gonna go down the list. I don't want to bore everybody too much with that, but there's really a lot of great, exciting stuff that's happening all throughout the city.
And Mike, I think it's important for everyone here to understand that Viva Fall River and Fall River Arts and Culture operate under the Chamber's foundation.
Yeah, they do. They operate under the foundation. We're the fiscal, for Viva Fall River, we are the fiscal agent. And Viva Fall River grew up kind of through the TDI business model of mass development, which is a great program, and we're ecstatic that we were able to become part of that. Thank you, Mary Ellen DeFrias. I know you're with GATRA now, but Mary Ellen was really active in getting us up and running with that, and it's been an incredible success. But we are the fiscal agent for that. Patty sits at the chamber. Patty's a chamber employee, and Ashley is also a chamber employee. We're the fiscal agent specifically for FRAC, but FRAC is actually an initiative that was founded within the chamber. And it was really founded by Kathy Castro, who's a co-chair, Nick Christ, who's a co-chair, and Bill Eccles, who at the time was the CEO of Bank 5, but has since retired. And those guys really encouraged us to get involved with those things. And they are they were all incredibly right on target with what we needed to do. And they've been great initiatives, regardless of who gets credit or anything like that. The chambers, one of the chamber things that Rick and I have been changing since we came together as one SouthCoast is we're really trying to build off quality of life initiatives as well. And these things really seriously help the quality of life in the city of Fall River. So we're really excited to be part of that.
And we've looked at arts and culture both in New Bedford and in Fall River as integral to our economic development. When communities become more attractive and more livable, they also and more connected, they also become more attractive in an economic development perspective. So arts and culture is something that is very important to us. Mike is being modest. He's done a whole lot of work to help bring funding into the foundation to the point where, if you look at the chamber's budget, this year is a bit of an anomaly because we had to bring in more than $350,000 in PPP dollars into the P&L this year. But our budget this year is about 1.4 million. It's normally about 1.2 million or 1.1 million. The foundation, which 5 years ago ran about $50,000 or $60,000 through it, is now actually developing a budget that rivals the chamber's budget. So our foundation has really grown, and it's really grown in its ability to serve the community in extraordinarily positive ways. And people who work in Viva Fall River, or who work in Fall River Arts and Culture, and I think Ashley is here, they are actually employees of the chamber. The foundation reimburses the chamber for that so that we can make sure that they can have all of the benefits that come with being a chamber employee as well, including health benefits and 401k and all of that, so that they're not kind of loose and on their own. So those dollars flow in and out through the chamber, and both Patty and Ashley, who are doing yeoman's work in Fall River, are actually employees of the chamber. And that's something that works out extraordinarily well for us. It's important, I think, that, and a lot of the work that Mike and Fall River had done where we had not been particularly active was in education, and continues to be in education. We are now much more active together in education than ever before, and more united in that than ever before. We have to build our pipelines. We have to, our workforce is local. We want as educated a workforce as we can possibly get. We have been working on early childhood education issues. We've been working on issues of early college. And we're pleased to say that New Bedford High School has joined the early college parade as well. And will be now, they've been approved by DESE, and they will be an early college offer as well, mostly done through Bristol Community College. And it is a great opportunity for kids to be able to really get a leg up, and in many cases, first generation college students have an opportunity to excel and to move forward within the economy. Mike, anything you want to add on the education front?
Yeah, we actually, we had a planning meeting on education with the education committee and many business leaders at UMass Dartmouth back in the end of June. And as a result, we put out a survey to the entire committee, and those results are coming back, and the results are look like they're going to be interesting. But later when we have our education committee meeting in August, and then into September, we'll be making some changes to do with some of those things. But what the education committee is focused on over the years has been fantastic, and we're really looking forward to continuing. I know early childhood, early college, we've actually done some parenting academies in the past. So far, in looking really quickly at the results, bringing back and focusing on parenting and parent academies is going to be, looks like it's going to be a priority, which is something that had been a priority for a long time. And transportation is a big topic for not so much specific to the schools, but it's clearly an issue and a challenge when organizations try to work with the schools and help the schools in the after school model. There's many organizations throughout the cities, in both New Bedford and Fall River in particular, that have voiced that as a major challenge. So we're looking at, we're really looking to see where our advocacy can help, where our sponsorship, fundraising, and where anything we can do to help to try to really help improve the students' educational opportunities. And it's actually a lot of fun, because you can see, as Nick Christ, who's the chair of the education, or the former chair of the education committee, I should say, is the chair of our foundation board. Nick likes to say, you got to make sure you're moving a needle. And in the education world, we feel like we're helping move that needle. So it's good stuff.
Carl, I just saw your camera go off. Carl Sueco is a member of our board of directors and has been very active in the effort to get the new Diamond campus as well. So I know that's something that is of major importance to folks in Fall River, to see that Diamond has the facilities that they need, because our voc techs are actually preparing a lot of kids that have the potential to enter the trades where we frankly need folks so badly. Carl, did you want to say anything about Diamond?
Let me unmute here. Certainly. Good morning, everyone, for those that I didn't say good morning to. Yeah, we have a great initiative that's now underway with the new school. As you well know, Diamond's had an incredible history over the years of providing students not only with academic skills, but also with the tools of a trade, which is so very important. And we're seeing it now in today's world, where the average age of a plumber is what, 56, 57 years old, as is an electrician. So there are some serious needs that are coming up for people who are able to provide services. And unfortunately, Diamond was a campus that was built many years ago, over 50 years ago, in its new campus, or newer campus, I should say, where it was built for 600 or 700 students at the max. That building now has over 1,300 students in it. And the ability to be able to teach in a 21st century environment is virtually impossible. So for the last 10 plus years, we have been working diligently. I've been involved with the school now for over 25 years. We've been working to try to secure funding for a new campus. And finally this year, these past years, we were successful in getting that from MSBA, and finally being able to grant us the ability to move forward on the project. So hopefully within the next 5 years, you'll see a new Diamond, which will be able to accommodate the students in a richer environment, enhance the programs that we offer to better align with the needs of today. And as you well know, both discipline, academics, and the trades are the most important values that Diamond stands and shines about. So it's an honor to be involved with the school, and thank you to all of you. I know many of you helped us behind the scenes and supported us. It was a difficult challenge because we had to come up with so much money, but it looks like the state is going to absorb about half of it, and the communities will absorb the remainder of it. So it's going to work, and it's going to be a great pillar for education in our community. Thanks to everyone for all you did to help this happen.
Thank you, Carl. Thanks for putting that in. Education, as Mike said, is extraordinarily important to us. And we know that it is more than a dotted line to economic success and the building of wealth within our communities. We also know that we lag seriously behind in educational attainment. So these are areas where we're devoting our time and attention because that is our future. This is a time that we've been in the process of attempting to rebuild an industry that got slaughtered during the pandemic, and that's our tourism industry and hospitality industry. I'm very pleased to see Chris Ann this morning. Chris Ann, give a wave. Nice to see you. Chris Ann has actually joined us at our Southeast Mass Visitors Bureau, which the Chamber operates. Southeast Mass Visitors Bureau receives a very small amount of dollars from the state to market Bristol County. We do market Bristol County, and we try to leverage those dollars as much as we possibly can. Chris Ann is helping us in the process of rebuilding our board and rebuilding our membership that got so badly affected by the pandemic. To put it in perspective, tourism brings into Bristol County something in the neighborhood in a pre-pandemic year of, excuse me, $630 to $650 million a year. That is imported dollars, other people's money is what I call it, OPM. And that other people's money coming into our area then circulates throughout. And you would think, okay, well, the hospitality industry are the primary beneficiaries of that. And while that is true that hotels and restaurants are a big part of it, one of the interesting things, if you analyze data, visa data, for example, and look at out of state visa zip codes, one of the things you'll find is that people coming into our area, we're a drive market. I don't know about where you live, but I live in New Bedford, and we have potholes, which means people are driving in and they're buying tires because they have to, or they're stopping at CVS and picking up supplies, or they're going to the supermarket, or they're bringing their pet and they're going to PetSmart and buying things. What we're finding is that the economic impact of people visiting our area is quite large. Most of the people coming to visit our area fall into the category of one of two categories. They come in for business, of course, but there is also what we would call generally the budget traveler. If you go to Nantucket, budget is anything under $500 a night. If you go out to the Cape, you'll find something similar to that. When you come to a place like New Bedford or Fall River and stay there, or any of our hotels in Bristol County, you're going to pay considerably less and have access to all of those other areas. You can take a ferry from Fall River to Block Island. You can take ferries from New Bedford to Martha's Vineyard in Nantucket. It's a short drive to the Cape. So you can have access to all of those areas, which makes us a less expensive destination for families who want to explore this part of the Commonwealth. And so we use as our tagline, all here and all near, so that people know and understand we have a lot to offer right here. Some astounding tourism assets, including Battleship Cove and the Whaling Museum and Horseneck Beach, and the Old Colony Museum in Taunton, et cetera. We have some wonderful tourism assets, but the reality is this is a less expensive place to visit and to stay and to be able to extend their reach and going out to the various spots that they would like to visit. So tourism is actually extraordinarily important to us. So Chris Ann joining the team is huge for us. She works part-time for us, part-time for Battleship Cove. She understands the tourism industry, came out of the hotel industry. And she is a wonderful, wonderful asset. So Chris Ann, thank you very much for joining us. We do want to rebuild this part of our economy. There's nothing quite, as I said before, there's nothing quite like other people's money. It's a wonderful thing to import dollars, and tourism allows us to do that. So we're working very actively in that arena as well. Mike?
Rick, you have the video, right? Because I don't have it up.
Katie has the video ready to queue up.
Yep, just give me 1 second.
All right, just hang out for a second. I can tell people what it is. So
Okay.
we're going to show you a video of a program that we have with WPRI Media, and many of you have heard us talking about the program over the last few months. It's a program specific with WPRI Media for One South Coast Chamber members. It started running in early July, and
John Danahy, you're a part of that.
yes, it's an excellent program. It's a very cost-effective program, and we thought we'd show you a video of exactly what it looks like.
We put the video together, by the way. Bad Monkey Picks, Sergio Dabdu did the video for us. This is a Facebook ad, and just so that you know, it's designed to be goofy.
Very goofy.
All set?
All set.
Okay.
You know, Rick, since we came together as One South Coast Chamber, we've done some pretty amazing things.
You are absolutely right, Mike. We are one great chamber.
That is fantastic to hear, guys. But what are you gonna do for my business, Spindle City Auto Glass?
Hey, Mike, Rick Manuels is right. Let's call Patrick.
WPRI Media, awesome choice.
That's right, guys. For $500 a quarter, yes, a mere $500 a quarter, your business can be featured on the networks of WPRI Media, home to the top-rated 12 News. We've been working with Rick and Mike for quite some time on this, introducing the One South Coast Chamber Business Spotlight, an exclusive partnership between WPRI Media and One South Coast Chamber.
That sounds great, Patrick.
And we've reached over 250,000 viewers in its first month alone.
Wow, sign me up.
I'm pretty sure Laura Douglas was not in the video.
Yes.
It's probably on Katie. It's probably in the YouTube channel where
The way it was set up, yeah.
yes.
Oh, hold on, I think it's,
Chamber.
oh,
And
We don't want to stop talking. The video is so much fun. But
Yeah.
as you can see, we did that a couple weeks ago to help promote the program on social media. It's been very successful. The program runs on WPRI. It has it has One South Coast that's at the beginning and the very end, and in the middle of it, there's many businesses. John Danahy happens to be one of them. He was one of the first to buy on. He might have been the first to buy on, but it's been great. The last time I talked to Patrick about it was maybe last week, and it's had well over the program, not that particular video that we just did, but the actual program has had well over 250,000 viewers already. So it's doing incredibly well. John, do you want to add anything to that?
I was kind of blown away. So yeah, I was sitting, actually, I will admit that I watch Channel 12 News quite frequently. And I was, sitting here at home. I think might have been a Saturday morning, or it was definitely on the weekend. And sure enough, it popped up, early morning show. There it was, you introducing One South Coast Chamber, Mike. And the next thing I know, there's my segment being run, and it was real high quality. They did a bang up job, and I sent out, matter of fact, I think the next morning I may have sent out, it might have been Sunday morning, I was sending out thank yous to Patrick, yourself, and Rick for making this thing happen, because it is absolutely, it was very well done, and it's very economical.
Yeah, I've gotten, like on a Sunday, I'll get texts out of the blue from people with their with pictures of their television screen with me up there showing off one SouthCoast chamber. And it's actually embarrassing, but it's, you know, it's fun. It's definitely fun. So when we made this video that we just showed you, that you know, we want to make sure that it gets you know, the people realize that they can go look at this. They can look at the actual program. They can view it on YouTube. They can, you know, there's lots of places they can look for it. But more importantly, it's, you know, small businesses need to know that the media companies are out there offering some really fantastic, affordable deals. And as all of you guys know, we don't really go peddling one individual organization's wares very often, but if it's going to benefit our members, obviously we will, and we have with this one because it's such a great value for our membership.
Yeah, there are not many places where you can get television advertising for $500 a quarter. So
Right.
this is a really good deal. So we're very pleased to offer that. Mike,
Right.
we've got a relatively new 401k program as well.
Yeah, so just as I said, we don't go peddling people's wares very often. We've got a second time where we have been peddling some Lincoln Financials. Lincoln Financials worked with us now. It's for quite a few months putting the program together, and then actually working and they're selling it to our membership. It's a 401k program for chamber members. If your company's not large enough to necessarily have your own 401k program, this is called a MEAP. And Rick, what does MEAP stand for? Do you know?
A multiple employer aggregate program.
Yeah, I never would have got. I would have got multiple in program. But it's an excellent program, and what that means is it's a program where small businesses can come together, sort of pool their resources. It's not exactly pooling their resources, but Ted Malhado, who works for Lincoln Financial, we can connect you with Ted if you have any questions, or if you know anybody that has questions, or if you hear somebody, you know, talking about problems that they may have with with their 401k. We recognize that people don't normally go looking to change their 401k. So if somebody has a very successful 401k, it may be to their advantage to listen and learn and look at what changes they might be interested in making down the road. But sometimes people are not happy with their existing vendors in these kinds of things. So it's just something for people to think about, but it is a great program. And Ted Malhado is at many of our networking events, and we'd be happy to connect you to Ted as well.
Notice that Ashley Aquino just joined us. Hello, Ashley. Your ears should have been burning because we were singing your praises of Fall River Arts and Culture before you came in.
Oh, I heard you. I just wasn't on camera.
Oh, I
wasn't
see. Okay.
camera ready yet.
Oh, okay. So you
But
were.
no, I really just want to say thank you to the chamber and to the Visitors Bureau, just for recognizing how important that it really is to have arts and culture involved. I mean, any city you think across the globe that you want to go and visit, that's embedded into every aspect of the place that you've chosen to spend your time and money, right? So just thank you for singing the praises. I did hear it. And
Oh, good.
And do check out the murals. I mean, oh my gosh, how amazing are they?
They really
We'll be
are.
happy to come outside and take pictures in front of the murals with you if you want. We can't necessarily get on the roof of the Herald News. I'm pointing that way because it's right behind me. But we can't necessarily get up on the roof of the Herald News anymore. Although Ashley was up there a couple weeks ago. Ashley was up there in the bucket with the artists. But we'll be happy to take pictures if you want, you know. Might not necessarily be Nashville, Tennessee, where they have the big wings on the wall. But, you know, we'll be happy to start taking pictures there.
It's awesome. It's awesome. folks, obviously, we want to thank you for taking time to be with us this morning. Do you have any questions or concerns or anything that where you believe the chamber may be of some assistance to you, or any questions about what we've had to say?
Man, you guys are boring this morning.
So I
Really
guess-
I'll say something. I'll say thank you guys, because honestly, you guys work so hard, the whole chamber team, and being part of it, and then seeing that it's still going on, and with the arts and culture in Fall River and all that stuff. It's just, thank you. We appreciate it. You're
Thank you,
always there to
Devin.
help us. So I just want to recognize you guys, because
The chamber
much
team
appreciated.
the chamber team worked so hard that you left it.
I know.
We made you work too hard, Deb.
No,
Yeah,
never.
but
I loved every
She's
second
always
of it.
there when I need her, so.
Oh yeah, and you're always
Thank
there when I
Devin.
need you too. So
Thank you very much. You know, one of the things Rick and I had talked about with respect to these meetings was to try to change it up a little bit, was the possibility of bringing on a guest or two to talk with us about some of the great things that we're doing. You know, some of the topics, some of the subjects, you know, so they can give you more detail. Like a great example might have been Ashley could have, when I was talking about frac and the murals, you know, Ashley really knows all the details. I know probably 5% if I'm lucky.
I know too many details.
And but anyway, so we may do that, especially when we get together in person, because some of you may recall, like I know Carl and Mary Ellen, some of you guys, Sue Remy, I don't want to name everybody, but many of you were there in the beginning when we first started doing the coffee with the CEOs. And in the beginning, we had like 50 or 60 people there. And we had a lot to talk about at that time. We were talking about the integration, but we'd love to be able to get 50 people back to one of these to just be able to meet, talk before, and network and all that kind of stuff. So we're just looking at if anybody has any thoughts, ideas, things you'd like to know that maybe we're not covering, let us know. We'd be happy to try to, you know, fill in the blanks.
Absolutely. Yes,
so that's
Carl.
a beautiful segue.
Yeah, I'd like to echo Devin's remarks too. The best thing that ever happened to this organization were the two chambers that came together. And we were lucky enough to find two CEOs that integrated seamlessly in making this a success. And I think this Coffee with the CEOs is probably one of the most important programs to show the progress in the chamber to the general public. We really need to market this a little bit more. It's always a great event. I learn something every time I come on. And Viva Fall River is going well. Thank you so much for all the work that's being done there. What everybody's doing, Susan and the group there. You guys are really knocking it out of the park. Chris Ann over at the Battleship. We have so much to offer. I think that we need to market our Coffee with the CEOs to get that audience back that we used to have. But to those of you that do attend and share your thoughts, it's a great chamber. Keep up the good work, and proud to be a part of it.
Thank you, Carl. We'll meet you at Harry's. I'm on vacation next week, so it'll have to be the week after. We'll have to buy you lunch.
All right, let's do it. My treat.
I'd like to echo what Carl mentioned about the two chambers joining together. I don't even remember what it was like before you guys were together. You can see it in the community. You can see what's happening with the arts culture. You can see what's happening on the waterfronts in both communities. It's just amazing. And you guys, you have a small team. You know, Katie's working hard, Mike, Rick, everybody at the chamber always working so hard, Ashley. And it's proven to be very successful. And I'm so happy because I work in New Bedford, I live in Fall River, and it's so great to see both communities, you know, rising together. And together we do so much better than we did separated. So thank you.
Thank you, Susan.
Rick, let me jump in. So now I'm gonna have to pay $1, a happy $1 at Rotary for you being so nice, but I think I can afford that. Thank you very much.
John Danahy, I think you had your hand up. You're very polite.
Lisa too.
Well, I'm virtually polite today. Usually I'll just crash right through a conversation, but since it is much more challenging, I think, on this media than anything else, I'll try to behave myself. So yes, you know, I'll echo what everybody said, but again, you know, I told you guys about the advertising thing and how wonderful I thought that was. And certainly I have found that the One South Coast Chamber has been a whole lot more welcoming than some of the others I've tried to engage. And I'll just leave it at that. But what I was curious about, and whether or not we can add this or if it's even, worth mentioning, but with all the activity around wind and there isn't a day goes by that we don't talk about the economy, the ecology of our world, and some of the really amazing things that are starting to happen in this region with regard to, clean energy, green energy, et cetera. I was wondering if it would be worthwhile to have some sort of focus around what's going on with offshore wind and other maybe renewable energy industries within the southeastern Mass region. I think that it's extremely important, not only for us economically, but I think it's also, of course, the legacy that we'll leave for generations to come. So just wanted to throw that out there and see if there's any interest or anybody that I'm missing, because I'd really like to, selfishly, one of my specialties, of course, is in the security realm, and with the Department of Energy, there's a number of requirements that providers need to adhere to in order to be compliant, just like about any other industry now. But I was just curious if there's any way to get that on the table.
There
I
is.
think there certainly is.
Bristol Community College has created the Offshore Wind Institute, and we have a really great relationship with our friends there, with Jennifer Menard. I almost called her by her mother's name, with Jennifer Menard and Angela Johnston, and obviously Laura Douglas. So we could do something like that, John. It's a great idea. We can and we will. In fact, Laura had emailed Rick and I yesterday about something, and working with both the folks from Mayflower Wind and Vineyard Wind on a couple of things. So it's a great idea.
Yeah, this extends. It extends right out of Massachusetts into Rhode Island now too, with what Rhode Island and Connecticut are doing. So I just see that, as a layperson, as an opportunity potentially to bring together a lot more small businesses to help provide services to those larger organizations that are winning those contracts.
And Lisa, I think you had something you wanted to add as well.
Yeah, I just wanted to just chime in again and say how happy I am to be a part of the chamber. It's been over 6 years now that I've been a part of the chamber, and the merge for me has been the same as everyone. It's been wonderful. I'm learning so many new things, meeting so many new people. And as an ambassador, I find these forums so important because now I'm more educated. So when I'm advocating and talking to other people and at chamber events, I know more about what's going on. So I think that these are great, and hopefully they grow. This is actually a big group today, and hopefully it continues to grow. And I'm very happy to be a part of it all. So great job.
One of the events that we did not really talk about, and Ashley, I'm going to put you on the spot, but the FRAC, every month we have a meeting of the FRAC membership. The FRAC membership is free. And again, that's Fall River Arts and Culture Coalition. This Monday, which I won't be here for, but this Monday we're having an excellent meeting with folks from the state coming on Monday. It's at the chamber office. It's upstairs in the boardroom at the chamber. We would love to have anybody who's interested or wants to learn more about what's happening in arts and culture. And Ashley, if you want to jump in, you can, feel free to, just tell people a little bit more about it and why they might want to come.
Yeah, you should want to come because it's a it's a historic moment. The Mass Cultural Council is sending 6 staff members. These are high-level people who oversee very significant programs throughout the Mass Cultural Council's portfolio. And they are coming to Fall River as a big, wonderful, happy group to answer questions and engage with people during our meeting. And I'm also very, very happy and thankful that Leonard Lee, the new president and CEO of the South Coast Community Foundation, will also be joining us next Monday as well. So I've dropped a link in the chat there, and it's to the FRAC Instagram because you should be following us. And on there, I always announce what's going on with our upcoming meetings. But there you can see a little slideshow of all the different representatives that are coming from the Mass Cultural Council. It is very significant. They haven't, with the exception of one person who does live in town, haven't been here before the pandemic. So that means that's many years. So if you can't attend, send someone else. But maybe come and join us in September. It's always the second Monday of the month at 5.
Thank you,
Thanks,
Ashley. I want to thank you all for taking the time out of your day to spend it with us as we rattle on. I think probably most of you would agree, having seen our ad, that Mike and I have now had numerous offers to do professional acting work. So if in fact you receive word that we have left for Hollywood, we'll don't be surprised. But we want to thank you again for everything. If you ever have any questions, concerns, please let us know. That's why we're here, and we want to keep you up to date. So have a fantastic day, and thanks again to Bay Coast.
Thanks, everybody. Rick,
Bye, have a good
stay on for a second.
Will do.
I'm gonna stop recording and then I'll make one of you the host so you can stay.
Okay.
Hey,